Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Now today is another episode of League Discussion. This is where I take a topic, break it down with my own opinions and experiences, and encourage you guys to join in the conversation in the comments section below. Now today's topic we're going to be covering is Season 6, or at least my first impressions of the season. As obviously before the season came out, I was very vocal about certain things that I disliked, and now we've played with the season for roughly 2 weeks. I'm just going to be talking about what do I think of it, what do I still think is bad, what do I think is okay, and then also I want to have an open conversation with you guys in the comments below. How did your placements go? How are you finding the dynamic queue, the new champion select? After talking about it for roughly 15 minutes, I hope we can have a great conversation down there. Now, before we get into it, two things. First thing, apologies that this is not a gameplay video. Again, if you do know my life right now, quite busy. Also did a charity stream the past couple of days. But I'm going to be using tomorrow, Saturday. I'm probably not even going to stream. It's a normal streaming day for me. Not going to stream most likely. Going to use it as a recording day to record as much footage as possible and as many commentaries as I can for the upcoming week. Second thing, most of you won't care about this, but I haven't done a Yu-Gi-Oh! Unboxing video in quite some time. I don't really have any booster packs, but I just got 3 of these. If you want me to unbox at least one of them in the next couple of days for a video, just hit like on the video. The more likes this video has, then the more likely I'll do it. I'll just use that as a rough estimate if you guys want that. So yeah, let me know what you think. But anyway, League Discussion is all about Season 6. So the way we're going to break it down is we're going to be breaking it down into several components. So I presume, honestly, I probably could have done this as a podcast episode, but I kind of felt like just doing a quick League discussion about it. Maybe I'll go into more detail if I do a podcast over the next couple of days as well. But anyway, we've got dynamic queue, we've got the new champion select, we've got placement games, and then we have just ranked in general. How has it been going after placement games? So let's go through it. Dynamic queue. So obviously, I was very hesitant and I was very against dynamic queue before the system came out because I just thought it was going to ruin the competitive integrity of solo queue. I still stand by this point. I still do not like dynamic queue. I am waiting for solo queue to come out, which I'll talk about in a second. But still, I've been playing it now for 2 odd weeks, and I still think dynamic queue is not the way forward for solo queue. I just don't see it. The games do feel slightly more casual when the whole idea was them to introduce the game to more casual players, but also in a weird way make the game more competitive because you're playing with more friends. I don't see that point of view in solo queue, honestly. The game, I'd honestly say the game's skill level has seeming to gone down, and maybe that's just because more people are playing at the beginning of the season. I don't know. But still, I don't think dynamic queue is good. I still dislike it. The biggest thing I have to say I dislike about it, though, is the idea of going in as a 4. So I have not gone as a 4 myself. I've been placed with groups of 4. So there's been 4 people on my team that are pre-made. I've been the singular person, and they don't even have to be toxic. They can be just nice people, and it is still a bad experience for the one person that's gone in as solo, in my opinion anyway. I've done it about 3 or 4 times. I've been placed up with a 4-man pre-made, and every single time I have no communication from them. They expect me to be places when they don't tell me what the plan is. To me, it's just a very bad idea for them to isolate one player in solo queue. Like, their whole idea is like, oh, let's make the game more open and casual and friendly. But why are we then letting someone be completely isolated? In my opinion, dynamic queue should be you can go up as a solo, a duo, 3, no 4 and 5. So to me, they should just get rid of the idea of 4s. I just think it's a very bad idea to isolate one player. So yeah, overall dynamic queue, I still think it's pretty bad. I'm going to be playing as much as solo queue as possible, and that's the next thing I forgot to mention. Is solo queue basically when the whole rage fest was going on Reddit and the forums basically saying please don't do dynamic queue. Riot Light came out with a statement saying we are going to give you solo queue in a few weeks. Now, unfortunately, Riot Light did an update the other day, 3 days maybe ago, and he said, yes, we're still planning to do solo queue, but we're trying to tweak and perfect dynamic queue, so it could be up to 2 months until you get solo queue. So that's a bit of a bummer. I guess he was very optimistic when he did announce it, saying you'll get it in a few weeks. But yeah, up to 2 months, something like that is going to be when pure solo queue comes out. And as long as the rewards for doing solo queue and dynamic queue are similar, I can see myself just doing solo queue all the time. Like my unranked to diamond series I'll do later in the season will be in pure solo queue. I just don't see any benefit going in dynamic queue when solo queue exists. So there you go. So there's the topic of dynamic queue. Next one, the new champion select. So again, this was a feature that I was kind of against. Again, a lot of people are like, why are you against it? To me, a skillful player, and I have a different definition of a skillful player than a lot of people. To me, a skillful League of Legends player is somebody who can adapt, who can play every role in the game to the rating that they're currently in. So if you're a Diamond 3 player, you're not just a Diamond 3 mid laner, you're a Diamond 3 everything. That to me is a skillful League of Legends player. That is what I try to be. You know, when I was Diamond 1, I try to play everything to Diamond 1 standard. When I'm Diamond 2, I try to play everything to Diamond 2 standard. That's just me as an individual. The new champion select completely goes against that with only picking 2 roles, and then within that, it heavily promotes being a one-trick pony. And as many of you guys know, I dislike the whole premise around being a one-trick pony. You know, you're putting all your eggs into one basket. If you get banned or you get picked away, you're basically useless. And again, me as a competitive player in tournaments, one-trick ponies are useless because you just simply ban that champion and hey-ho, they're basically, they shouldn't even play. So that's why I dislike one-trick ponies, and this new system does promote being a one-trick pony. Again, this is the premise. I don't think a skillful... Let's just give the example. I'm not picking on a specific person. But let's say you're a Master Yi one-trick pony, you're Diamond 1. To me, I will not call you a Diamond 1 player. I will call you a Diamond 1 Master Yi. Now, some people won't mind that, but to me, there is a difference there. To me, a skillful player, as I mentioned, can play everything. So the new champion select... It's good and bad. Bad because, yes, it reduces the general skill level of the game. It reduces the variety, I'd say, of what people can play. The positives, I'd say it's better for the general player, the average player, and I guess that's where I have to look at it going, okay, it's probably a good change for majority of people that play this game. Majority of people that play this game don't have time to learn every single role, don't have time to learn every single champion. So only focusing on 2 champions, I guess, is a good thing for most people. Or 2 roles is a good thing for most people. As a suggestion, again, this is a discussion, so if you have any suggestions to improve these systems, feel free to leave them below. But my suggestion for Champion Select, I have mentioned it before, is I don't get why they're limiting us to 2 roles. In my opinion, they should have 2 roles as minimum, and then you can pick up to 5 roles if you want to. I'd love the ability to go into ranked picking top, mid and jungle, go in as a 3-role main, not just a 2-role main, because the idea of having a fill role is basically giving that to a user, but most of the time you're probably going to get support. If I was doing multi-role queue, let's call it, in this new Champion Select, I could pick 4 roles and miss out support. So I'm playing all the roles apart from support, and that would be really good. That would reduce queue times and allow me to have more variety in my champion pool that I enjoy to play as. So that's just a suggestion. I'd always say, minimum, it has to be 2 roles. Some people have said, can we only queue up as 1 role? I hope they never do that, because that would even more encourage one-trick ponying. That would make the skill level in the game go even more down. So I really hope they don't do that. If anything, I hope they go with you can minimum pick 2, maximum pick all 5, and that's where I'd say that's a really good compromise. So the next thing is placements. Placement games, how did they go? A lot of people called them harsh. I did do a league discussion about it the other day, so if you haven't seen that, go watch it. It does explain how placement games work. But overall, I do think they were a little bit harsh this season. Again, some people are very ragey about placement games. You shouldn't rage about placement games, basically because if you rage about them and you get a low rating, you're basically saying that you're not good enough to climb back to your original rank. Like, a lot of people have a misinterpretation about placements. You're going to go down in rating 90% of the time. That's normal. You know, you shouldn't rage about going down in rating. And a lot of people misunderstand is that you took a whole season to get to your highest level of play. So why are you expecting it to get back there straight away? Some people do it. The hardcore people that play this game on my friends list, I already have people in Challenger on my friends list. They play this game 24/7. An average player doesn't. An average player may play 1 or 2 games maximum a day. So you should be more realistic. Take your placement games on the chin and go, gonna climb, got the rest of the season to get the rating I want. You know, me personally, my goal was do placements. I went 2 and 8, did terrible, got Platinum 5 as my rating. But then my mini goal before university started was I just want to get back into Diamond. And I achieved that. I'm now in Diamond 5. And at the moment, I've got no stress on myself because, university and that's a little bit more important. So I will focus on climbing when I finish university in May. So just be realistic. Placement games are completely fine. But I do agree they were a tiny bit harsh. And then the final thing we want to talk about today is just how is ranked going in general. Obviously, yes, as I mentioned, I am now back in Diamond. How is the quality of play, the meta, that type of thing? So the first thing I'm going to say, and a lot of people are going to be surprised potentially by this, I think solo queue is the easiest it's ever been right now. Because of all these new systems, you get to play the same champions over and over again. You can go in with friends and all. I really do think that solo queue is very easy nowadays, which I was scared about, and I only think it's going to be easier and easier because the beginning of the season is generally when ranked is the hardest, because that's when most people are playing, and then less and less people play throughout the season. Therefore, it becomes a little bit easier because you're kind of thinning the mud. So yeah, unfortunately, I do think solo queue is going to be very easy, which for me, basically, I'm probably like in May when I finish uni, I'm going to look to play competitive again. I'm going to look to make a ranked 5s team. Maybe I'll even make it myself this time because usually it's me and Fi. Maybe I'll actually go and brand it as my own team. I don't know, but basically, solo queue is that easy for me right now that I'm going, yes, I want to play competitive again because I need that competitiveness in something. And I don't think solo queue is going to give that to me this season, unfortunately. But it's been enjoyable. It's still League of Legends in the end of the day. I'm still having fun. And meta-wise, I get to play Karthus quite a bit, Zed, and Nivea. These type of champions I really do enjoy playing. Gangplank I'm playing a bit. Unfortunately, I think I've lost my world ranking on him because I haven't actually been able to pick him in the last couple of days because it's either been banned or picked away. And if you can't play a champion, then you can't maintain your world ranking, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm thinking of picking up Gnar again. A lot of people have been asking for my Gnar. I haven't played him in this season, but I'm going to look into a couple of builds probably this afternoon and maybe play him tomorrow in Road to Diamond 1. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my experience with so far. So overall, if I have to give it out of 10, I'd give Season 6 so far a 5 out of 10. It's average. There's nothing good or amazing about it. There's nothing terrible about it either. It's okay. It's average. So 5 out of 10 is where I put it. And just to give a comparison, what I would kind of give, I'd give Season 3 probably an 8 out of 10. I'd give Season 4 maybe a 7. And Season 5 probably a 7. So this is the lowest ranked season that I've personally probably played in terms of how fun it is. But I'm still playing it. I'm still going to enjoy myself because, it's League of Legends. It's the game I love. It's the game I built a YouTube channel around. So that's going to do it for this video. So in the comment section below, share your story. How did your placements games go? How do you think about Dynamic Queue, the new champion select? Obviously avoid raging because we do just like to have a good conversation. But that's going to be it for this video. Some more gameplay to come soon. Remember to leave a like on the video if you do want the Yu-Gi-Oh! Unboxing to come in the next few days. If you've got any topics for either league discussions or podcast topics, please let me know. So like the video if you like it, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.